Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are talking about luxury beauty items that are worth the splurge. They are worth our hard-earned money. I saw my friend Angela Van Rose do this video, do this tag a few months ago, and I've been thinking about it, and I have some pretty great recommendations on my end. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. Now, as you know, I have my online beauty consulting service. This is a one-on-one video chat with me where you get my personalized opinion, personalized help with your makeup kit, your skincare routine, whatever your needs are. So to make an appointment for yourself, go ahead and click the link down below. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into this. When Angela did this, it was several months ago, and this is just luxury beauty items that are definitely worth the money. These are repurchases. These are items that I purchased and would instantly purchase again. These are tried and true. It's almost like you use them so many times, you use them so often that the cost per wear is worth it. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's start with eyeshadow actually. This is what I'm wearing today, and this is from Dior. Now, this brand has some of the best eyeshadow formulas out there. This is a 5 shadow palette, and this one here is called Soft Cashmere. And it is just a beautiful blend of neutral, slightly warm, slightly cool. This could be your workhorse 9 to 5 wear every single day. It's what I'm wearing today. I used a little bit of the taupey colors here just to give it a bit more of a cool, slight silver finish, and then I used this nice chocolate brown in the crease just to deepen it up. This is a great palette. It's wonderful. I purchased it a couple of years ago. I have used it so often, and I'm not even anywhere near hitting pan. Like, the quality of these eyeshadows is impeccable. And this palette in particular, I think is just universal. I think it's incredibly flattering. I think it's very versatile and easy to use. And I think it definitely is worth spending your money on because you're going to get so much use out of it. You could wear this every single day. You could focus on different tones every day. You could do something warmer with these ones. You could do something cooler. You could do something lighter, more dramatic. It's just possibly one of the most versatile, best palettes out there, in my opinion. I think it is 100% worth the splurge. When you purchase this, you're going to find so many ways to wear this because it's just a perfect balance of warm, cool, neutral. There really is a little bit of everything. And so obviously you may have more than one palette, but I'd argue that you could purchase this palette and survive off of it for a very long time, unless you wanted something purple or blue or whatever. But if you just want a beautiful palette that's going to make you look beautiful, because you may look at these colors and, you know, on their own, they look nice, but sometimes a palette that kind of just looks average in the pan looks best because the colors are not offensive, they're not too bold, they're just really beautiful, and the formula is so creamy, so buttery, so opaque. So that is the first item. Next up is a concealer. Now, this one here is a doozy because it has a very big price tag. But this is the new Chanel Sublimage Corrector Concealer. I use the shade 32. And you may be thinking, this is new. How can you think it's worth a splurge? Listen, since I've picked this up, I have very rarely deviated from it. It is an expensive item, but let me explain to you why it's expensive and why I think it's worth it. So this is what the shade looks like, 32. 32 has a bit more of a peachy, rosy cut to it. I would say that 30 is a bit more my skin tone, but I wanted something to, you know, combat dark circles even more. So this is part of the Sublimage line. So this is part makeup and part skincare. Sublimage skincare in Chanel really is the top of the top skincare wise for the brand. It really does everything. It brightens, it hydrates, it firms, it, like, every skincare benefit you can think of, Sublimage does it. So this is part Sublimage skincare and part corrector. Now, this claims that it's a radiance revealing skincare concealer, creamy and lightweight. It has hydration, it melts into the skin, it instantly illuminates. I agree. I honestly agree with everything. I've done a full review, I've done wear tests. This is a creamy consistency. I'll show you the texture, but honestly, the second you apply it, the second you blend it, it melts into the skin instantly. You also need very little. This is way too much for both eyes here. So this is the texture. It's very creamy, very thick, but when you blend it, it just instantly just goes into the skin. The skin just drinks it up sort of, and it just fades away very quickly. It brightens, it illuminates, it smooths out, it gets rid of any dark circles, any dark spots. It does not build up, it isn't cakey, it isn't heavy, it does not settle into fine lines, and it doesn't move. So when you blend it out, that's it. You do not have to set it with powder, you do not have to fix it midday. It just sets in place. It's amazing. I really do think it's amazing. Like as soon as it's dry, like it's done, it's not going anywhere. It's just perfect. And yeah, I just think it's a really great concealer. And because you use so little, it will take a very long time to actually use the whole thing up. What impressed me the most about that concealer is its ability to just stay in place. Like there truly is no creasing, there's no smudging. You know, sometimes midday you have to just go like this to blend out something. You don't have to do that. Once you apply it, you just forget about it completely. So it's a very, very reliable product, and I find that it actually does correct and smooth and brighten. I think it does literally everything it tells you it's going to do. So that's why it's on today's list. All right, let's move on to a face powder. Now, this is from Givenchy, and I'm surprised because I am not typically a powder girl. I do not have oily skin. I have more dry, dehydrated skin, and I live in Montreal and it's winter. So typically powders are not always my go-to, but there is something about the Givenchy Prisme Libre formula that is different from the rest. And this color here is number 12, Lumière Polaire. So this is part of their holiday release, this collection here. It has a beautiful puffer jacket coat here. And what's amazing about this is a harmony of 4 colors. So when you dump this out into the cap and swirl, this creates a beautiful luminous velvet matte finish. And I'm wearing it today. I do not look dry, I do not look cakey. It just offers a beautiful veil, almost like a filter of just unifying color. It offers luminosity, it offers brightness, and the formula is so finely milled that it's almost undetectable. Like you can't really tell. Like my skin still looks quite luminous. It doesn't look matte. It doesn't look flat. This powder is just so soft. So when I wear it, I just dump some of it into the cap here. And then we have the cap, and the powder is just so beautiful. It feels like silk. And so when you're applying it on your face will feel like silk. The formula is meant to give you a luminous velvet finish, and it actually does that. It also gives you a nice blur. I think that's where that filter effect comes in, where it sort of just blurs pores or texture. It's just really great. And for me, as someone who is a dry, dehydrated, cold winter person who lives there, I just love this because it never settles into fine lines. It never feels cakey. It never feels dry. And I never feel like I'm wearing a powder, which is why I love it so much. So let's move on to some blush that I'm wearing today. This one here is from Clé de Peau. Now, technically, this is a blush refill. This is the Blush 101, and this is a blush and highlighter duo. That's how they're sold. This is a powder finish. And when you purchase this, you get the refill, and you can purchase the compact separately. And I've been asked before, like, what do you do with the blush when you get it? Because it comes in a little protective case. I keep the box. So that way I just put the case back in the box and I put it in my drawer. So if you want to buy the compact, you can, but if you just want to purchase the blush here, you're also able to do so. So 101, I think it's called Plum something, but don't quote me on this. This one is number 101 here. And I love that this is a blush and highlighter duo. This is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. And it also feels incredibly silky and incredibly smooth. You know, Clé de Peau is definitely a very luxury brand. And when I think of the typical Clé de Peau clients, they tend to be a bit older. They tend to have more mature skin. They might have texture or fine lines on their skin. And so their blushes, even though this is a powder, are so silky and so buttery. They're meant to just melt into the skin, not pick up on texture, not settle into texture. They're really made for mature skin. And you can tell because it's so silky, it's so smooth, it just applies like butter. And I like that there's a blush and highlighter combination, because if you're not certain of which blush to wear with which highlighter, what I did is I put on a bit of blush and then I just sort of swirled my brush into both of them together like this. And it gives you luminosity. It's not a fake highlighter effect where it's blinding and almost too much and too fake. This just looks very healthy, very luminous. And again, because it's a brand that often caters to more mature clients, the highlighter formula is very soft, very smooth, just very much like lit from within, giving you that very natural radiance. Okay, so I have two more items and they are both skincare. And the first one here I've mentioned a few times before. This is the Murad Environmental Sheet Vita C Eyes Dark Circle Corrector. So this is a eye serum. You can use this morning and night. And this is a dark spot, dark circle corrector product. So what's great is that it actually works. If you are someone who has chronic dark circles, if you are someone who has dark spots, hyperpigmentation, this product actually corrects those. This is the texture here. So I apply this morning and night on my eyes, and this is meant to fight the appearance of dark circles, dark spots, hyperpigmentation, and the thing is, it actually does work. This is a super potent vitamin C. I think there's also glycolic acid in here. It's stabilized gold vitamin C. So the glycolic acid in here helps pull the dead skin cells, which helps with the regeneration. And then it just actively works to correct any dark circles. So if you're someone who just always has dark circles, regardless of how much you're sleeping or whatever, this is a great product and it works fairly quickly. I would say a couple of weeks, 2 weeks maybe. You do see brightness, you see correction. It's just a really, really great product. It claims to leave your skin looking healthier, to fight discoloration, dullness, and it actually does that. It gives you a more radiant, brighter under eye. It's just one of those items that I've tested out and I was like, okay, yeah, what you're claiming actually is correct. So I love this. I've purchased this, I think 2 or 3 times, and I just think it's totally worth the money. Now, last but not least is a sunscreen, and it is the sunscreen that I'm wearing today underneath all of my makeup. And this is from U Beauty. Now, this is the Multimodal Defender. This is an SPF of 30. This is the texture here. It comes with a little spatula, so you can go ahead and just take some product like this. Now, what's amazing about this sunscreen is, yes, first of all, it is a sunscreen, but it's actually a multi-purpose product. It's called the Multimodal Defender. So while you're wearing this during the day to fight against UVA, UVB rays, it also actively works to fight against dark spots on your face. The sunscreen captured vitamin C, vitamin E, and also hyaluronic acid and other antioxidants that help the effect of discoloration, enlarged pores, and also skin laxity. So it's helping with texture and discoloration while you're wearing it, and also protecting you from the sun. So a lot of the damage you get from the sun includes discoloration, some skin laxity issues, and texture as well. And so it makes sense in a way to create a product that will fight against the sun and then actively work to repair the damage from the sun itself. So anyway, I just think it's a great product. I think it's totally worth it. And also, because it is a multi-use product, if you wanted to, you could use this solely as your moisturizer in the morning because it is rich enough. So if you want to just use this as your moisturizer, go ahead. Anyway, this is my take on luxury items worth a splurge. I thought I would include a couple of skincare items because skincare tends to be more expensive, so I thought I may as well include them in today's video. So let me know what you think. Please let me know in the comments which luxury items you think are worth the splurge because many of you have beautiful collections as well. So I want to know what you think is worth the splurge and what you think is not worth the splurge. I would love to hear from you. If you have been watching my videos for some time now, but you are not subscribed yet, I certainly hope you take the time to do so. It would mean a lot to me, and I post a lot of great content relating to luxury beauty, so don't miss out. And on that note, I think that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.